Meanwhile,
Sheena's Jungle Room and Mid-Valley Mutations proudly present Dimestore Radio Theater. Our first installment this week, that rascally raconteur, Richard Diamond, with that singing sensation, Dick Powell himself. In this week's story, $80,000 in jewels. Programming note. This might be one of the worst sounding Richard Diamond episodes, and in spite of the best restoration processes available, it still sounds like garbage. Hopefully you can sit back and imagine what the show might have sounded like under better circumstances. And if anyone out there can find a better recording of this program, please let me know.
Listen, while the makers of Rectall drug products and 10,000 independent Rectall family druggists bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective. Now your Rectall family druggist brings you another exciting half hour with Richard Diamond, private detective, starring Dick Powell.
Well, hello.
Mr. Diamond?
Depends on who you are and how you cut my offer.
I got tired of waiting in the hall, so I presented a room with a bill.
So it cost you $5.
$5 bill. My name's Roger Blake, Vice President of Intercontinental Indemnity and Bond. My company has an insurance policy with...
I don't know what you want, but they're in a big company like yours. Them pretty good insurance package.
Yes, but none of them have been able to do any good.
Oh, what's the problem?
The jewels were stolen.
That's a pretty good problem.
The jewels were stolen from Mrs. Carter's estate some 3 months ago. Until yesterday, neither our men nor the police had a clue as to the thief.
Only one?
Only one that we know of. Last night, we got a tip that a kitten man was responsible for the theft. That he knows where the jewels are hidden.
Please been drove?
No, and for a very good reason. This man is being held in Havana, awaiting extradition this weekend. When he gets back, he found to serve at least 10 years, and we are due to pay off Mrs. Carter's policy by Monday noon of next week.
And you want to know where he stashed the jewels before they put him away?
Exactly.
No, let's see. That discouraged me. You haven't much time.
Yes, we must hurry. It's reasonable to believe the jewels are someplace in Cuba. When they extradite, he will leave and the jewels will remain behind.
What's his name?
William Carter.
Wanted in this state to count the forgery.
Yes, less than I.
Now, what makes you think he knows where the jewels are?
As I said, Mr. Diamond, a tip. My own source of information, and usually quite reliable.
What do you want me to do?
Do your utmost to find out where the jewels are before Carnes is extradited.
When are they sending an officer down to pick him up?
Today or tomorrow. You not keep them there.
Well, then I'll have to get a clerk permit and ticket.
You can take care of the permit this afternoon. For the ticket, I have one here on the 6 o'clock train.
Oh, now, here, I don't like that. Maybe I don't like the town.
I'll give you a $500 retainer now, and another $500 when you deliver the jewel.
Oh, I'm always acting stupid, Doctor.
Several things to remember. My company wants credit for the company of jewels.
Of course.
The police are not to be told, as they may cause delay. We haven't the time.
Well, if Mrs. Tyler knows the jewels have been recovered, won't she be glad to give you an extension?
No, indeed. He'd rather have the $800,000.
Makes sense.
Here's your return ticket. Something else. Cards are taken away before you accomplish your mission. Wire me at the Ploughton, Miami Beach. If you have the jewels, fly to Miami, where I shall meet you. If you don't succeed, they return to New York, and the incident will be forgotten.
If I get the jewels, I'm to meet you in Miami?
I'm leaving on a vacation, and I would like to return you the jewels myself. As I said...
Your company wants the credit.
Exactly.
You paid me in 5 crispy $100 bills and left the office. So I left also. When a man like Roger Blake walks in, offers me the total sum of 1,000 iron men to locate $800,000 in missing jewels, things start confusing. I have a habit of putting stuff in a prospective client's plate and then asking the simple question, why? I decided if I were Mr. Roger Blake, I might gladly pay $1,000 for a chance at an $800,000 jackpot. I headed to the 5th Precinct Police Station to do some checking.
Oh, hello, Rick.
Hello, Matt. Where's orders?
In with the lieutenant. I'm taking over for the next couple of days.
Taking over? What's the matter with those?
Oh, he's leaving town tomorrow morning. Expedition job.
Expedition job. Oh, okay. Wouldn't by a chance be too bad.
Certainly would. How'd you know?
Well, he can't be going down there to bring back a criminal. That'd be like a gorilla or something. Somebody he'd talk to. He in with the lieutenant?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me know what you find out.
What difference does it make? We're going to believe it anyway.
You don't have to speak the language, Ornette. Somebody will be there to meet you. Oh, hello, Rick.
Well, good afternoon, Lieutenant. How are you, Cardinal Lebloon?
Como está Puino, Michael?
Oh, an accent from Uncle here.
By way of explanation.
Otis is going to Cuba.
How did you find out?
Merce told me.
I'll have his badge outside of this office is to be considered nothing but another rumor. But I am going. Yes, you am.
Walt.
Don't look at me, Rick. It's the commissioner. I've sent the police psychiatrist up there to see him unofficially, of course.
The old man told you to send Otis?
Right over that intercom.
Well, he must have given you a reason. That's like blowing up Boulder Dam to take a shower. Now, what kind of a remark is that, Thomas? I've been trying to think of that all day.
Otis, go home and start packing. I'm packed. You just found out about this morning. How can you be packed?
Walt, a package of 10 pen, a drawer of Blue Jay Klein plasters, and his book on 301 things a bright boy can do.
He's packed. Okay. You leave tomorrow afternoon. Go get your papers.
Right, Lieutenant.
So,
Who did you say you would go bring back?
William Carnes. You remember him. We got a tip he was hiding out in Cuba, and we had the authorities down there pick him up.
They holding him in the jail in Havana?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, will you?
Oh, damn.
Check on a guy named Roger Blake. Supposed to be vice president of a firm called Intercontinental in Bombay.
Anything special?
Full background, anything you can find out. I need it today. I'm going to take a little vacation myself. Starting this evening.
Yeah? Why don't you go along with Otis? You preside this time of year. And help him keep his brains in one lump.
Cuba sounds great if you know me, Walt. Where would I get enough money to take a trip like that? Diamond talking.
Walt, nothing wrong with Roger Blake, Rick. The vice president of the bonding corporation, like you said, married once, wife died 4 years ago. Has a brother somewhere in the West, William Blake. Nothing on him.
What else?
Well, let's say, vacations in Florida every year about this time. Used to be in charge of the Cuban office of Intercontinental, whatever that is. And you working for him?
You get him nosy now.
Well, he's got a good record. Gambles a lot when he's down in Florida, but who doesn't?
How about his financial statement?
Not bad, not good. He's got about $15,000 in the bank.
Okay, thanks. I'm in the luck, Walt.
Well, have a good time.
You'll hear all about it. I grabbed my plane, okay, and 6 hours later we dropped down for a landing at the Havana airport. I taken accustomed to being able to habla enough Espanol. I got a tip-hungry tabby to take me to one of the better hotels, $3 a night. I got a good night's sleep, and bright and early the next morning went over to the local Bastille. After not too much effort, I was able to visit William Carnes in his jail cell.
I want to see you, Tio Carnes.
Well, that makes a new part of good.
You can call when you are free, senor.
Hello, Carnes.
Did the cop come down and take me back?
No? I understand he won't be here until late this afternoon.
Well, who are you? Seems to be no pilot even in jail.
Name's Diamond. Dharma Novelist.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was in Havana, and I heard you were going to be extradited. I thought you might have an interesting story.
I'll bet you did.
I understand you're wanted for 2 counts of forgery.
Oh, you do, huh?
No story?
No story.
Okay, quanto move, I did you a dandy, hey move.
Hey, what's going on out there?
I don't know.
You think it's Tio Carnes' jail? Bueno, amigo. Bueno. This is it. Now, what do you want? What's the idea of the knife?
I want you out of this lousy jail, senor. The idea of the knife is to split this big throat if you do not open your
You will open it now?
What is it?
He held the knife to the theater door while the door was open. He was dressed in what used to be a white caramel suit. He stood about 5 feet tall, weighing in around 200. On his feet, he wore sandals that looked like he stayed up nights during Holden. On top of his head, covering his shaggy black hair, was a straw hat, and stuck in his fat lip was a long black peruke. Between the smell of garlic and cigar smoke, I began to feel what it might be like to come face to face with a bilious dragon.
Senor Khan, vámonos, who's that? Yes, friend. You go now, point.
Oh, look, fella,
Senor. If I had time, I would let everybody. I don't get your angle, but I'm not squawking, okay? Thanks. Then, now, you'll get in the cell, jailer. Me, too. Senor Diamond, you'll run a track.
That's exactly what I did. I don't think it was a dirt. I had a .38 under my arm that could have caused a lot of trouble, but I wanted to try and tail Khan. Knowing that the law was on the way to picking up, Carnes might head for the jewels and try to get out of the country. I went out of that building like a homesick jackrabbit, and I lapped Carnes, ducking into a building about halfway down the street. The sign over the door read, Eduardo Havana Pickle Interpay. I need you let it home. So I slowed down the front of the winner.
You're listening to Richard Diamond, Private Detective.
Now, let's find this. That's 3-5,000. Little Diamond, here on Dimestore Radio Theater.
Now back to tonight's adventure with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
The bar room in Eduardo's Havana, Brooklyn cafe was small and dark. Hans was over in sight, so I walked over to a long bar and watched the lazy bartender move slowly up the counter with a wet bar rag.
Something for you, Mark?
Yeah. You American?
Yeah. Well, I got pulled on CFP.
What did the guy go routining you this boy did?
I haven't seen him.
Now look, a guy by the name of Carnes just romped in here, and he didn't go back out the front door. Are you going to tell me where he went, or I'm going to pick it up till you take your siesta early?
You know, friend, I got a bunch of bottles, too.
Good. Line them up. I'll see if I can shoot the corks out.
You and Mac. Carnes up to see Maria. He thinks they're mutants. They're at the top of the stairs.
I took off up the stairs like the V1 and didn't remember to knock at Maria's door. I went in, and there, standing in the middle of the room, was the best reason I could think of for upholding the good neighbor policy. Her south of the border, left her north of the border. Well, it broke your geography.
What?
Yes, where's Khan?
¿Cuánto te would have been more polite to knock?
Oh, baby, I'm in a hurry. Sometimes I get so wound up I forget my manners. Now, where's Khan?
I don't know who you are talking about.
Where did he go?
Who, senor?
Honey, now listen, I just had trouble with a bartender. He said time came up here to see you. Okay, now I got you. I still need comment. So shall I start convincing you too?
How do you propose to come then?
Well, right now time's important. $500 worth of it. If I seize, I might even become a bully and start twisting arms.
I'm not going to tell you where to find time.
But as much as it hurts me, I'll have to twist your arm.
You're not working very hard.
Oh, well, my mind was on something else.
Marley?
No, it was about that $500 I was going to get for bringing in Khan.
Oh.
I really don't need all.
Hmm?
No, you like Khan's a lot?
Right about one of thine.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I could get along on half the 500.
I could get along on a lot less. When they come back.
Where can I find Khan?
With the leg, I think I'm done to now. To make sure you come back, of course.
I could read 100 just to make sure you give me the right address, of course.
No regreta, vende potilla. Forget him. Okay. We'll come back to come in. Yeah.
I may be bald. I think my hair just caught on fire. I reckon before the rain filled up in smoke and went down to the bartender again, who told me where to find Avenida Factorio. The back entrance to the ferry opened on it, the dead-end street. A half-block down, I found the Merrill Free, a hired building all front town. I quietly tried the door. Finding it locked, I knocked so quietly, braked myself against the firewall, and took off like an erratic car driver. I had to make it full the first time I did it. It did. And I crawled in, just in time to see Terrence die for a dressed drawer. He sucked cold and saw the 30 in my hand.
Okay.
All right now, happy friender. I won't let you get too quickly.
All right, you're tying upon him too.
Yeah, and it's like the lead on all 6 cylinders. Where's the stuff? I did with it.
You know about...
Yes, I know about the jewel. Come on, I give.
Well, can't we make a deal? The 800,000 and see, are you in the deal? You can get at least 500 grand at a time. 250 yours.
Oh, my Palm, whatever you think got to happen to me?
Do not worry about it, senor.
What is it?
As I say, senor, do not worry about me doing it now. I and my 45 will take all the responsibility. Hand me your pistol, Sheena. Now, are you good?
I don't get it. First you put me under turn, then you come in here.
Ah, you got it now?
Brings me and I bird dog him to the jewel.
All right, he might not like to allude me to thing wrong, but I am one happy man that turned up really. Pick them up and put them in my hat, senor.
Fat boy, you said a friend sent you to get Tynes out.
Oh, no, not my friend of the fun. I think you have good disco one of you might have booked for Apollo. On them Mars, right? I do it.
Well, that is good. Yeah, that.
I don't think it will come after me for a while.
Look, pretty good, huh?
I don't think you I want more, bro.
Tynes and I both went for the gun and that left his oil like I made for the gun bottle. It was bargain day and flying today to them, so Tynes decided to pick up a piece of the metal bedboard to start me on the Fiesta habit. When I finally came out, well, I'd done it. Well, God. I'd lost the 800,000 in jewels, William Tynes, and enough blood from my scalp wound to make a vampire to a cottage. I stumbled out of the building and put in a call to the plaza in Myers. Before I could take a maraca, Mr. Roger Blake was on the post.
Yes?
Mr. Blake, this is Diamond.
Yes, Simon.
I was in touch with the party you sent me to see and took me to the item you wanted me to get hold of.
Well?
A big bundle of garlic steeped in broken English and carrying the scholars now in possession of the item.
You mean you had to, and you let someone take them away from you?
Yeah, they're coming bothering me. I wanted to look giving you that tip. Maybe they tipped the Cuban wino who slapped the item from me. That way I can locate the guy and maybe fill in my other 500.
Well, get the whole thing, Diamond.
What?
Keep your original 500 and go on home. Just forget everything. You understand?
Yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Blake. I really didn't understand Mike, except that a very bad smell was beginning to creep over from Denmark and land in Havana. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something was really wrong. I thought the thing out and then put in calls to all the ticket officers in Miami. I got the answer I wanted. United Airlines in Miami said a Mr. Roger Blake had booked passage and was due in Havana at 5 that evening. I was ready at the airport when Mr. Roger Blake, as big as life, stepped down to the big transport and I trailed him out of the cab stand. He climbed in a hack and took off with my cab right behind. Blake's cab leaped the outskirts of town and stopped on a dirt seat, fronted by Adobe building. I had my cab pull up a safe distance behind and got out. Blake went up to one of the buildings and knocked on the door. Someone let him in, and I went around back to find a way to get in. I found it in the form of an open window. I could hear voices coming from the front of the place.
On good neglect, anything of it. Can I get you some Bacardi or something? You say right there. Tell me where they are, one with the other.
I slipped quietly in and started moving their general director. It was tick-tock. So I made like a bat, hitting the walls and hoping I wouldn't bump into something. Through a crack in the door, I could spot 2 people, Mr. Roger Blake and Torcott Endangered himself.
What the truth was, do I don't know, and I do not want to tell you. I've already paid you well. Your parents are get go. I think that.
Well, I warn you.
No, you do not want me, senor. I don't care of you.
That's when I heard it. Some copycat had climbed from the same window I had with Eddie to the front of the house. While Flan and Blake continued to argue, I ducked into the shadows to the side of the door and waited. I didn't have to wait long to let not William time. In his hand was the 32 we'd left over earlier. He poked the muzzle of the gun into the room and went in after. Roger Blake turned to meet him, and for the first time I saw the gun in Blake's hand. They both paused, keeping their sights on each other's record. One took on a quaint alligator smile and sat on the watch.
Well, William, I am so glad to see you again.
I'll bet you are. Gotta drop the gun.
My dear, be really your brother?
And your friends is your brother?
We don't brag about it, especially when one of us is a... And the others are no good double-crossing louse. You get the police that I was in a...
What do you say? Hey, if your brothers, how come your name Barnes and your name Blake?
I tagged mine a long time ago when I got into some trouble. I didn't want to ruin my beloved brother's reputation.
And your Blake got a good reputation. He hired me to get you out of jail so that diamond fellow could follow you. He said nothing about the jewels, but I knew Senor Blake putting you to work in Havana. This would not cost any crap.
I want to do a jump rope for me.
In your car, have you do? Half of them with poultry. They looked me up and asked me to... You're right, Whiteman forgot to... But so what? Well, you got it. Oh, nice little mistake. What? Well, you do then. I am not giving to anyone.
Well, I might as well get in on this. All the opt-in free.
Kind turned and tried his luck. I caught the bullet past my head and hit the linoleum. Kind was aiming again, but I forgot to figure 3 things. His brother's nasty disposition, and the gun his brother was aiming at him. Kind took the slug right around the belt line and went down like a punctured zebra. Must have cut it fine and clear because he folded up the teeth. Then Blake decided to add me and play for a pair. Just as he started to squeeze the trigger, I saw one reach back to his collar. His arm hit down in the blurred half-arch. And before Blake could nail me, he was trying to scorn weight in the panicked knife that made a gory pattern between his shoulder blades. I grabbed his gun quickly and covered one.
They did not love each other, these two. I feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah, thanks, Juan.
I suppose you're going to want to jail too, aren't you?
That's right.
So what you consider what you call your partner?
Right now. In the duel? Sending him over to the constabulary.
Oh, senor.
The proof.
Okay. I don't know.
Well, you're a neat built man.
What I think you're right.
I'm not the police, so I can't arrest you. I would think a long time before I'd sue a man who saved my life.
Oh, you would.
But I warn you, don't try to make a break for it.
Oh, I think I've got to. I do not want to stay in jail. The doors are in my hat. I leave them in the middle of the party.
Come back, Juan.
Stop, Rod. Miss. Oh, Maria will understand. I found a phone and explained the whole situation to the local chief of police, who was just leading to meet one Sergeant Otis Lovelock, arriving on the 7 o'clock plane from New York. I ducked out because in my blood was the call of the wild goose, and in 20 minutes I was sitting in Maria's room over the cafe.
I'm glad you came back.
I didn't get that extra 500.
Oh, goodness, really glad. Because you must have come back just because you wanted to see.
Well, yes, that had something to do with it.
You like eating Blake, eh?
Oh, sure. Love it. Oh, love it. Bésame mucho. Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Bésame mucho. Hold me, my darling, and say that you'll always be mine.
This joy is something new, my arms enfolding you. Never knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering if you do adore. Here's one, if you should leave me, each little dream would take wing, and my life would be through. Bésame mucho, love me forever, and make all my dreams come true.
Oh, Alex, you know. The reading for the ear correcting is quite interesting. These are when I was very young, night. If you turn a light in here, you see I had a terrible fear of life. Masdophobia, they call it. Well, oh, no. Oh, no. Otis.
I don't get in there. I tracked it down.
Goodbye, dear. Call him, will you? His name's Loveloon.
You better go back, Diamond.
We like to hear them.
Not if you don't call him. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now look, I don't...
Come
Well, I don't...
Come in.
Sexy macho.
Dad with a big call. This will be our first show in our new series, the Rectal Drug Company. We want to thank you and the 10,000 independent Rectal druggers for making it possible. Goodbye.
For our second installment this week, The Adventures of Rocky Jordan, with Jack Moyles as Rocky Jordan himself, and Jay Novello as Sam Sabaya. With this week's tale, Adventure in Zakazek.
Now Del Monte Foods brings you a world of adventure with Rocky Jordan.
Well, Jordan, I see you have found a cool place under the ceiling fan.
Hi, Sam. And what brings the pride of the Cairo Police Force to the Tambourine?
Need I have a reason?
No, of course not. Have a chair.
Thank you. Just for a moment. The Nile rises well.
Ah, that's interesting. What else is on your mind?
Oh, it is only that I have not seen you in many days. A strange calm seems to have settled over your life.
I'd say that's your good luck.
Perhaps. However, for one such as you who thrives on excitement and adventure, life must become a bit restive, shall we say?
Shall we? Oh, I hadn't noticed.
Oh, incidentally, your bartender, Chris, handles things quite capably here. Should you be away.
All right, Sam, what's it about?
I'm merely wondering if, for once, you would be interested in adventure only for adventure's sake.
What do you got in mind?
A great deal, Jordan. Now, about this prospective adventure, does it interest you?
It might. Why?
I thought it would. Come with me.
Del Monte, the brand you trust for flavor in so many good foods. Yes, Del Monte, the best-liked brand of canned fruits and vegetables in the whole wide world, takes you now to the Café Tambourine in Cairo, gateway to the ancient East, where modern adventure and intrigue unfold against a backdrop of antiquity. Tonight's Rocky Jordan story, Adventure in Zakazek.
The desert heat had settled down like a tent over Cairo, and the big fan on my tambourine ceiling had been doing plenty of overtime, with me under it. That's when Captain Sam Sabaya of the Cairo police had come in with a lot of talk about adventure for adventure's sake. He had me interested. We got in his limousine, and he switched back to the standard topic of conversation in Egypt, the flow of the Nile River, till he pulled up at the internal security building in the government center. Inside, he picked a door that said Baladi Bey. Sam introduced me to the chubby man behind the desk. We sat down, and the Bey looked me over real carefully.
Well, Captain, this man is desert-wise?
He is, Baladi Bey.
This man knows little fear?
Such is my observation.
Good. Mr. Jordan, what I'm about to say is confidential. If you are interested, excellent. If not, that is your prerogative. But nothing is to be repeated after you leave here. You understand?
Only that much so far.
Very well. Our problem is one of robbery, not of money, sir, but of valuable medical supplies.
Somebody must be pretty sick.
Please realize, Mr. Jordan, while medicines such as penicillin are plentiful in your country, they are extremely rare throughout the Middle East, and sorely needed.
Sure, I follow. Go on, Baladi Bey.
Repeatedly, shipments of the supplies have been raided and stolen after reaching Egypt. The loss already amounts to well over $10,000 in market value.
But worth a lot more on the black market.
As you say, they could bring 5 times, perhaps 10 times their original price. Now, we do not know who is involved, but we have a feeling that the center of operations is... I will show you here on the wall map. The little town of Zakazek, located here, north and east on the delta, at important crossroads. The stolen supplies are probably hidden somewhere near there.
All right, let's get right to the point, Baladi Bey.
Very well. An American en route to Zakazek has just been arrested by our customs officials. His name is Harry Evans.
Am I supposed to know him?
No, but we believe that he had made previous arrangements to purchase the black market supplies there. This is our chance to uncover the entire ring.
Yeah, I'm beginning to get it, but you tell me.
We want you, Mr. Jordan, to go to Zakazek in Mr. Evans' place.
Look, Baladi Bey, you got men to handle that kind of a job?
Unfortunately, there is no time for us to get a regular police agent, an American, such as you. Mr. Evans is due to arrive in Zakazek early tomorrow morning.
And all you want me to do is walk in and convince everybody that I'm Harry Evans, just like that, huh?
It is our opinion that they have never seen him in person. But even so, it will be a distinct risk on your part.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
The black market ring is well organized and dangerous. Make no mistake about that. But it must be uncovered and broken. Well, Mr. Jordan?
I'll think about it.
You must realize that an immediate decision is necessary. I will give you a short moment. Again, I repeat, it is entirely up to you.
Sam, what do you get me into?
If you wish to say no, Jordan...
How does a guy say no to a request like that? I can't, and you know it.
Is that your answer, then?
Well, it's not that simple, Sam. Anyhow, how would I make contact?
The sellers will undoubtedly approach you.
Supposing they do. What about the buying?
You will be supplied with $35,000 in American money, marked, of course, for later identification.
And what then? What if they ask how I'll get the stuff out?
Tell them you have a plane waiting nearby to fly the medicines into Arabia.
And what's my contact with you, or Baladi Bey?
A water seller will be stationed for that purpose in front of the Suez Hotel, where Mr. Evans has his reservation. I will be at the hotel in Sholem Mineral Springs, about 30 kilometers from Zakazek, ostensibly on vacation.
You've thought of everything, haven't you?
We hope so. Will you do what he asks then, Jordan?
Yeah, all right, Sam. What other choice have I got? Baladi Bey came back in then at 2 minutes to the second. He briefed me for a while and then fixed me up with my new identification. After that, I went back to the tambourine and arranged with Chris to take over. I wondered if I'd ever see him or the tambourine again. And that night, I boarded the train for Zakazek. I was there early the next morning, and a taxi dropped me at the Suez Hotel. Right away, I knew how well Baladi Bey had set his plans.
Cool, pure water from the bubbling springs of Sholam.
You get on the job early?
Always I remain here to serve in whatever way I am needed.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll see you later.
As you wish, Effendi. Water!
The water seller was playing his part well, and it was good to know I wasn't alone on the job. So I decided to check in.
Yes, we have your reservation, sir. The room is ready. If you will sign here, Mr. Evans.
Yeah, sure.
Boy here. Kindly show Mr. Evans to room 209.
At once. This way, Mr. Evans.
Well, all I could do was wait, and it wasn't easy. The water seller kept to his post outside. I moved from my room to the lobby, waiting for some move, but none came. I didn't like it. But I was in it now, and there was no getting out. That evening, I had some dinner in the hotel restaurant, sitting by the wall where I could keep an eye out. I was alone, except for a heavy-set Turk with a pretty Egyptian girl, eating silently across the room. Then after a while, a party of 4 came in. An American, the graying, successful type, complete with a cane, his talkative wife, and a couple of local boys wearing expensive tarbushes. The woman kept looking my way, and I wondered what it meant. Suddenly, she got up and came directly to my table.
You poor, lonely man.
Do I impress you that way, lady?
Of course you do. You're an American, I can tell. All Americans get lonely when they're alone. I am Mrs. Bundy, and I insist that you join us at our table.
Well,
I won't take no for an answer. Whatever you have to do here, you can do at our table.
I think I get what you mean. All right, Miss Bundy.
Oh, now that's more like it, Mr. Oh, dear, silly of me. I didn't even get your name.
Evans. Harry Evans.
Harry Evans, what a nice name. I am Mrs. Bundy. I told you that, didn't I?
Oh, my dear.
No. Don't anybody get up. Jeffrey, darling, I want you to meet Mr. Evans.
How do you do, Mr. Evans?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Bundy.
And this is Ahmed Bey, mayor of Zakazek, and Kemal Bey, agricultural supervisor for this district.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Now, let's all of us sit down and enjoy ourselves.
Well, it's great to see a fellow American again, Mr. Evans. Just passing through, I presume.
Well, it's a matter of...
Well, no. Everybody keep quiet while Mr. Evans tells us all about New York. You'll do that, won't you, Mr. Evans?
Well, I'll tell you what I can. It's been quite a while.
Dear, I miss New York so much. Egypt isn't the same. Cotton, nothing but...
Yes, cotton, Mr. Evans. Long staple. Fairly profitable, I might say. What is your line?
Well, right at the moment, Mr. Bundy...
Business, busy. You men can talk about that tonight.
Tonight?
Oh, didn't I tell you about the party at our house? Just a few friends. Kemal Bey and Ahmed Bey are coming. Aren't you, dears? Oh, of course you are.
Join us by all means, Mr. Evans. 9 o'clock sharp.
Well, I'll make it if I can. Now, if you'll all excuse me.
Of course, dear boy, run along. But remember tonight, you can tell us more about New York.
I decided this wasn't the contact, not in that kind of company. So I waited some more, just long enough to get through the lobby, up the stairs, and down the hall to my room.
Come in, Evans. Shut the door.
It was the heavy-set Turk I'd spotted down in the restaurant. The girl wasn't with him now, but a squirrel-eyed guy who played with knives was. He put his back to the door as I went in.
Just to ensure a quiet talk, Kevin.
Is your friend talk too?
Yes, as you can see, he has a very, sharp tongue.
We don't need any rough stuff. Let's get on with it.
Get on with what?
You came here, you name it.
I always like to make sure. First, we will look at your credentials. Do not bother. I will find your pockets.
Huh?
You could be Evan.
Supposing we get acquainted all around.
You may call me Gino.
That's as good a name as any.
You have the money?
$35,000.
Where is it?
In the hotel safe.
All right. Get it changed into Egyptian pounds.
Why, American dollars?
I said get it changed to pounds.
Okay, Gino. Right away.
Wait, Evans. Let us say that I deliver certain merchandise. How do you get it out?
There's a plane waiting to fly it into Arabia. That satisfy you?
Perhaps. How and when did you arrive in Egypt?
TWA from Rome to Cairo, yesterday afternoon.
At exactly what time?
3:15.
We will check. Go mark up.
So what happens now? Somebody else have to give the okay?
Just have the money. We will contact you when we are sure and when we are ready.
They were playing it very carefully. I'd expected that, but Gino had thrown me a real problem, that of changing the money. The marked dollars Velati Bay had given me wouldn't be worth anything now. I had to get the word to Sam. The water cellar was my pipeline, so after a little waiting, I went down and out front. The night street was all but deserted. Even the water cellar was gone. I moved up the street trying to spot him, till a ragged native came running out of a nearby alley.
Help me, sir. Come quickly.
What is it? Tell me.
There, in the alley, sir. A most wretched man has fallen by the knife. Hurry, help everybody.
I made it fast into the alley, somehow knowing just who I'd find. And when I reached the huddled heap by the wall, I knew I was right. He was the little water cellar, and I wasn't any too soon.
And Jordan, it is good that you have come.
Now, don't try to talk. Here, let me help you.
No, quickly. Take this key.
Tell me, who did it?
The key. Take it and go before you are seen here. Go.
He was beyond any help. I knew now I was in it up to my ears. With the death of the water cellar, my one contact with Sam Sabaya was gone.
Del Monte Foods is presenting tonight's adventure with Rocky Jordan.
Sheena's Jungle Room and Mid-Valley Mutations have been bringing you The Adventures of Rocky Jordan with that charismatic cafe owner himself, Jack Moyles. And this week, brought to you by Del Monte brand tomato products. Meatless Mondays again? Ugh. If only there was something that everyone enjoyed eating and was both delicious and nutritious. Well, in fact, you don't have to look far because we have available for you Del Monte brand tomato-based products. Perfect for any meal, any day of the week. But in particular, they don't have any meat in them, so yeah, Meatless Mondays. Perfect. And now, back to The Adventures of Rocky Jordan, with Jack Moyles playing the Cafe Tambourine owner himself.
And now we take you back to Cairo and tonight's Rocky Jordan story, Adventure in Zakazek.
They called me Harry Evans in Zakazek, but now I wondered if the wrong people knew who I really was. The water cellar had made a fatal slip, and maybe I was next. Back in my room at the hotel, I had a look at the key the water cellar had placed in my hand. It had a big drop-in-the-mailbox tag attached with the address of the Shola Mineral Springs Hotel, where Sam Sabaya was staying nearby. I kept fiddling with it, wondering what it meant, till all at once the big tag snapped open. It was empty, but I realized it had been the water cellar's safe way of getting word to Sam. I wrote a quick note to Sam telling him his water cellar was dead and to get me a new contact, that I'd been approached by a Turk named Gino and about the problem of exchanging the dollars I had for Egyptian pound notes. Now my problem was getting the key into the mailbox without being seen. When I reached the lobby, I saw it wouldn't be easy. Gino and his sidekick were there watching. So I moved into the cocktail lounge and carefully dropped the key on the floor near the bar. I was about to go.
A moment, Mr. Harry Evans.
I turned to see the Egyptian girl who'd been sitting in the restaurant with Gino earlier that evening.
Rhonda Hassan, do you not remember?
Gino wouldn't like you talking to strangers.
Oh, you have changed, have you not? Since I was married to you in Fort Said 3 years ago.
Maybe we'd better sit down.
I think so, too. You may order a brandy for me.
Yeah, sure. 2 brandies here.
Thank you, Harry.
You're welcome.
Oh, by the way, where is my former husband?
You might try missing persons.
Oh, you carry it off well, whoever you are. I think you and I will get on very nicely.
That all depends, doesn't it?
Ah, The brandy.
Oh, here you are. Keep the change.
I do not think I will tell Gino what I know.
If you know anything.
When I explain, you will see. It is necessary that I get out of Egypt very quickly. I want to go to your country, to America.
The police on your trail, too?
Oh, yes, but why is not important. I know you are not Harry Evans. I think you are with the police, who will do anything to uncover a ring which steals and sells rare medical supplies on the black market.
I'm not a cop. I can't do anything.
You are wise to admit nothing. But I am sure that you can arrange with authorities to get me out of Egypt, in return for what I can tell them about the black market ring.
Look, did Gino send you in here?
Oh, yes. But he does not know what I am saying, which is true. Now do what I ask, and I will keep my mouth shut about you.
You can tell me something. Why is Gino taking his time about selling?
It is his way. He will toy with you for a day or two, observe your movements, and then approach you for the sale.
Yeah.
But your help for me had better come before that time.
Mr. Evans, there you are, you dear boy.
Miss Hassan, this is Mr. and Mrs. Bundy.
You're coming to my party now, aren't you?
Please do, old boy. Just a quiet affair. We'd like to have you.
Bring the young lady along if you like.
Well, I'm afraid I won't be able to make it, Mrs. Bundy. Sorry.
Oh, don't apologize. We understand. Oh, Jeffrey, somebody dropped a key on the floor. Pick it up, why don't you?
Well, if you like, my dear.
Yeah.
Here are, it says the Sholem Springs Hotel, return postage guaranteed. Is this yours, Mr. Evans?
Of course it isn't his, Jeffrey. Can't you see he's staying here? We can drop the key in the mailbox on our way out.
Very well, my dear. Come along. We'll see you later, Mr. Evans.
Yeah, sure.
And I will see you later, too, will I not, Mr. Evans?
I didn't answer. Rhonda finished her drink and went out, and I sat there trying to figure her. Maybe she was just Gino's way of toying with me. Maybe a lot more. Anyhow, Mrs. Bundy had taken care of my mailing problem. Then came more waiting. Just before bank closing time the next day, I decided to get the dollar bills changed for pounds, with Gino's squirrel-eyed friend hovering always in the background. But no word from Gino or Sam. A third day came and it was getting monotonous, with a feeling everything was closing in, not just the heat now. In the evening, I went out on the street for the breath of air.
Effendi, the shoes hold the sand of the desert. For a little bakshish, I will shine them like silver.
Oh, not this time, Imshi.
Please, Effendi, for bakshish, I shine the shoes or serve in whatever way I am needed.
2 piastres. Make it quick.
As you say, sir.
You do something besides shine shoes?
Keep the eyes from my face, Mr. Jordan. I do not wish to suffer the fate of the poor water seller.
Forget the water seller. Where you from?
From the springs of Sholem, sent by the good Captain Sabaya.
Did he get a message?
Yours, Mr. Jordan, sent in the hotel key.
Go on. What does he say?
To remain and wait. The plan is working well.
Tell him not to be too sure. How long do I wait?
It should not be long. When Gino decides, he will move fast.
It better be soon.
Ah, there, Effendi. The most beautiful shine. The piastres, please.
Yeah, here you are. Thanks.
Mutashakir. When you want another shine, I will be close by.
I went back to the hotel, figuring I'd sit it out some more. But when I unlocked the door to my room, I didn't have to wait anymore.
We will move now, Mr. Evans.
You could have saved the time, Gino.
You have the money in pounds?
I've got it.
Then everything is ready.
And not till I see the supplies. All of them.
All right, then come. We will go.
Where to?
You will find out. Come now.
We went down. I picked up the money from the safety box, and then we were out on the street toward Gino's covered Jeep. I noticed the shoeshine fellow watching from a doorway. Not till we got to the car did I see that somebody else was there. Not Gino's helper, but the girl, Rhonda Hassan. She didn't look at me as I got in. Gino drove fast out of town, through miles of cotton fields, then over some barren sand dunes, till we came to a place that looked like the ruins of an ancient Roman fort, with one small building still intact.
Straight ahead, Evans.
Yeah, you picked a good hiding place. It's all in there, Gino?
Yes, everything. Go in.
Hold it, Gino.
I said go in.
Gino's foot on my back had sent me stumbling inside. I fell against a table and rolled to the floor as the door was locked. Then I saw by a dim light that something else had fallen to the floor. I picked it up. I'd seen it before. It was the hotel key that I thought had been mailed to Sam Sabaya. Just then, the blue-white light of a gasoline pressure lantern cut the gloom, and I knew I wasn't alone. There were two of them, Mr. and Mrs. Jeffrey Bundy. Jeffrey still had his cane.
Get up, Mr. Jordan. Get up.
Hurry, Mr. Jordan. We haven't much time.
Well, I bet I missed a great party.
It was a delightful affair. You would have enjoyed it.
You see, we were not sure of you then.
Not till you got a hold of this key.
Yes, very conveniently. It was nice of you to drop it just where we'd find it. The message inside told us everything we wanted to know.
So, the shoeshine man was your plant, too. Sabaya hadn't sent him at all.
Excellent, Mr. Jordan.
Is everything clear to you now?
Sure. Means you two are the big stuff. You've got quite a partnership.
A very efficient one, Mr. Jordan. How about the real Harry Evans? Where is he?
He was your boy, only the police have him now.
What has he told them? What do they know?
All about the hijacking of a lot of penicillin for the black market, and that Zakazeek's the pinpoint. He'll get the rest.
Enough of this.
Wait, just one more thing. Since coming to Zakazeek, have you been in touch with the police in any way?
After you had Gino get rid of the water cellar? It's something you'd like to know, isn't it?
It really doesn't matter, Mr. Jordan. Now?
Yes. Come, my dear. What happens here now isn't for the eyes of a delicate woman.
Oh, Jeffrey, you're so considerate. Dino, you may come in now. Goodbye, Mr. Jordan.
In just a moment, Rocky Jordan returns to conclude tonight's story.
Sheena's Jungle Room and Mid-Valley Mutations have been bringing you The Adventures of Rocky Jordan with that charismatic cafe owner himself, Jack Moyles. And this week, brought to you by Del Monte brand tomato products. On the vine or in packs of 9, nothing says I love you like a bunch of Del Monte brand tomatoes. Flowers might be fabulous, but tomatoes are tremendous. And now, back to The Adventures of Rocky Jordan, with Jack Moyles playing the Cafe Tambourine owner himself.
Back now to Rocky Jordan for the conclusion of tonight's story.
Mr. and Mrs. Jeffrey Bundy stepped to the heavy door that was unlocked and swung open. They went out as Gino came in, still followed by the girl, Rhonda. It seemed all in a day's work as Gino came toward me with a knife, Rhonda still behind him. And just as he was a step away from me, I saw Rhonda's arm come up fast. It held a gun that caught Gino hard over the ear.
He is quite harmless now, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah. Thanks, Rhonda. But why?
This will show you I'm on your side.
I didn't make any deal with you. I couldn't if I'd wanted to.
All I want is to be permitted to go safely out of Egypt. You can tell
I have no authority. Believe me, I can't promise anything.
But you can try. Oh, please, Mr. Jordan, it is my only chance. You must help me. I helped you.
I know, Rhonda. Of course, I'll try.
What's going on in there?
Hurry up, Gino.
Mr. Jordan, I must answer them. First, take the gun.
Give it to me. But what about you, Rhonda?
In case you do not get away, I must be clear. I must protect myself. That is fair, is it not?
It's fair. Answer him now.
Mr. Bundy, come. He is getting away.
Gino, Rhonda, what is it?
The Bundys came running in. The missus first. She took one look at Gino on the floor, let out a scream, and fainted right on top of him. But Bundy did better. He swung his cane and knocked the gun from my hand. Another swung, bounced off my head. Next time I was ready, I grabbed hold of his wrist, flipped him over my head and down on top of the other two, to make it 3 of a kind.
Pick up the gun, Mr. Jordan. It is still yours. And what now?
I'll stay here. Take the jeep back into Zakazeek and call Sam Sabaya. Get him here as quick as you can.
Do you trust me that much?
I'll take that chance. Get going, Rhonda. Well, Sam and some of the boys showed up in record time. He sent a couple of them to pick up the phony shoeshine man and Gino's squirrel-eyed helper, and all of us rode back into Cairo. The medicine supplies were found in one of the Bundy cotton warehouses. So Bellotti Bey got back the penicillin, the others got the pen. Rhonda had a debt to pay, but she'd proved herself, and it looked like she'd soon get her freedom to America. For me? Well, I'm right back where I started, trying to find a cool spot under the tambourine fan.
Rocky Jordan, written by Larry Roman and Gomer Cool, stars Jack Moyles in the title role with Jay Novello as Sam Sobaya, and is produced and directed by Cliff Howell, with original music composed and conducted by Richard Arunt. Remember, you have a date next week at the Cafe Tambourine, run by Rocky Jordan. Same time, same station, and the story is The Big Gamble. Larry Thor speaking. Rocky Jordan is presented over CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And welcome. It's Dimestore Revelations. The show within a show, where we bring you some information about the shows we've been showing. Show. Show enough. Anyway, we're just having a little bit of fun here, hanging out, listening to some old-time radio, DJing with the window open, reacclimating to what it's like to do a show here in the Lava Lamp Lounge. It's been a little while. I appreciate everybody's patience with me as I have been doing kind of some experiments with the program over the last couple of weeks. Trying to kind of find a balance of things I can do remotely, away from home, with other people, and of course do things the way I normally do anyway. And so I hope I have struck that balance. I hope people have enjoyed what we have done. If you missed last week's shenanigans, I really want to recommend it. Please check that out. We had some wonderful voice actors who were helping. We were doing a live reading of a Firesign Theater script. It was so much fun. I gotta say, between Andy and Univac and Pixie doing the various different voices with me, I had a hard time not laughing and cracking up at different parts of it, because it was just so much fun to be doing that live reading together. I mean, I've never really done anything like that on the show before. I've threatened to do stuff like that before, and in fact, I would like to bring this up again, because there are, of course, 2 missing episodes of The Voyage of the Scarlet Queen, and if anyone can track down the scripts for them, I would love to do reenactments of them so that we can complete the story here on Dimestore Radio Theater. Now, I've heard that there is a college library that has a full run of the scripts in their private collection, and that scholars can come and look at it and whatnot. Blah, blah, blah. That's not really feasible for someone who doesn't necessarily live in that town. I would need to do the research to find out where that is. But nonetheless, I have faith that someday those scripts will surface, and at which point I would love to do a staging of those shows, because I have remastered and played all of the other Voyage of the Scarlet Queen shows. It is a series that has a ongoing story. It's like a half-hour drama, like many of the ones that we hear. But unlike a lot of other half-hour dramas of the time, it had an ongoing story that went on for like 30 some odd episodes or something like that. And then it kind of does have a little bit of an end. It's not quite as exciting as you would hope for something that had run that long, but it still does kind of have a conclusion that I think is very interesting. So would love to finish that series someday with maybe some reenactments of the scripts. And as I was saying in the digital salon earlier, I would love to track down and find an actual script for the Richard Diamond episode that we heard tonight, because the sound is so murky. It's just really, really hard to kind of follow what's going on. And then on top of that, a lot of the plot hinges on some non-English speaking characters speaking with a thick accent. And so with the murky recording on top of the thick accent, it's really hard to follow what's going on in a few spots in that story. I would love to find a script, a complete script that I could then stage a reenactment of, so that we could hear that story in a little more completeness, because I think we all deserve to hear that the way it was meant to be heard. But that's neither here nor there. Certainly having a good time trying to get back into the swing of things. As I have said earlier, the digital salon is hopping. The sounds are going well tonight. We're experiencing one of the worst recordings of Richard Diamond I've probably ever played on this show. And in fact, I was going to bring this up to listeners out there. Can you weigh in, vote on this very issue? Because I was trying to think earlier, was that the worst recording I've ever played on this show? The worst sounding recording? It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Now, last week's episode of 2000 Plus was also very poor recording. Had a lot of sound reinforcement that had to happen on that one so that we could kind of understand what was going on. I think it works, although that particular episode is also missing the beginning and a few other damaged parts, as you could hear when you listen to it. So, yeah, that one's a rough one as well. But I think this Richard Diamond one kind of bottomed out, as some people have said. It's pretty bad. It's like if the Germs decided to do an episode of Richard Diamond or something like that. It's real murky sounding. But it is what it is. And so since we listened to them in order on this show, I thought I would play that one for you anyway, regardless of the sound issues. And so yes, it is there for you to enjoy. But yeah, what else have we got going on? Oh yeah, speaking of last week's show, I hope you guys enjoyed the Firesign Theater. Someday we will reconvene to do Side A, so you can hear the complete story. But I think it's a Firesign Theater script. It's going to have a certain amount of Dada nonsense to it, no matter how complete it is. But yeah, I hope you had a good time listening. That was a lot of fun. And the selections that we heard of other radio shows, other science fiction programs, I think that's a taste of other things that we could present on this show in the future. Now, I have talked about what would happen after X-1 completes its run, and I have certainly considered different things that we could do with that, but don't really have any solid plans yet. And so the Vanishing Point story, oh gosh, I'm already forgetting what the other one was. I know I can't pull it up very easily right now. But I think both of those series offered a different direction that we could go in terms of our science fiction selections. Both series pick very interesting stories to adapt. Mind Webs. Thank you. This is suddenly reminded. It's Mind Webs, of course, because it's Michael Hansen doing the voice. He's got wonderful, wonderful reading voice. He picks really interesting stories. Both of those I think are directions that we could take this program. Although I have considered, and I think in keeping with the spirit of the way the 2 hours flow, ending with something kind of in the slight horror vein might be something to consider. Now, I think I have talked about this before, but what I find very fascinating about Dimension X and X-1 as science fiction series is that the particular bent, the particular interest that Ernest Kanoy and George Lefferts have when they are adapting stories seems to veer in a slightly Twilight Zone direction. That's my opinion. I'm not sure if other people have followed me on this particular path. But because of that, and because of the kind of common thread of that kind of like twist ending, let's pull the camera back, what have you, that kind of style of storytelling that Dimension X and X-1 does very, very, very well. And I think Twilight Zone consciously or unconsciously decided to use as a style for their storytelling. I think those elements veer a little more in the horror direction than perhaps a lot of straight science fiction does. Or let's just say that as science fiction has evolved in the years since, I think it has gone more in the science and less in the speculative fiction, anything goes kind of direction that early science fiction used to do a lot of. So, anyway, kind of considering what to do after X-1 and Dimension X. I have a lot of ideas. I might do another show where I just kind of play some samplings of some horror and science fiction dramas from the old days, and then everybody can vote on which ones they would like to hear more of. I don't know. I haven't really decided. A trend that I have noticed in a lot of people who present radio dramas from the mid-century time period, kind of what I do here, is that they often don't play things in the order of their broadcast, kind of like what I'm doing. They often will just kind of play a little bit of everything. And so I call it the kind of like potpourri approach to old-time radio. You'll hear, kind of like a different detective show every week or a different horror show every week or something along those lines. And often they're curated in an interesting way, and the host has some nice things to say about it. So it's not like it's completely weird or strange to do a show like that. But I think, at least in terms of my taste and whatnot, I would like to find something that would be an interesting choice as a show that we could then listen to in order. Just to kind of like, I feel like that is the mission statement of this program is to try to give you an offering of what these shows were like, to some degree, to listen to when they originally aired. And a lot of that involves people having to kind of like, wait a week, consider the story they heard before, think about the program as a whole, and then a week later come back to it. Yeah, so I'm babbling at this point when it comes to this subject. But yeah, so that is kind of where my mind goes. A actual point that I would like to bring up for our program that will be relevant is that the end of X-1 coming by the end of this year. In fact, yes, we will get to it by December. And then, of course, our holiday programs and whatnot will eat up some of that time. But, we will have finished the run of all of X-1 and Dimension X. The first show I picked way back when I knew I was going to do this show for Sheena's, I said, well, the last slot has to be Dimension X. I'd like to listen to all those in order. And then, of course, we have to follow that with X-1 because it's the same production crew. I basically had that as a opening volley from the beginning of Dimestore Radio Theater here. And so now that we are kind of at that phase where that show is running out, I have a couple of thoughts about how we should kind of send it off in a stylish and meaningful kind of way. And my first opinion of this is that we should do it with some reruns. Now, I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again. One of the features of X-1 and Dimension X was that they would actually program in a rerun, sometimes with a new reading of the same old script, but occasionally they would just send out a new transcription disc of the old recording. And it was programmed in the running along with the new episodes. part of the reason was because some of these stories became really popular. And in the 50s, it wasn't like these shows were available to stream or on tap very easily. Even recording them at home wasn't exactly easy to do. It was possible, but it wasn't exactly easy. And so the way that most people heard these stories, again, especially the popular ones, was by request. We got to hear it. And so local stations during off weeks would rerun their favorite shows, and that became so popular that, like, when the show ran to a halt, a lot of stations just kept running it for years and years because it was a popular show, and people would write in and say, "Oh, I'd like to hear this one and this one and this one," and then, whatever transcription discs were there at the station because of them being shipped in and from before would just become the source for their reruns of this show for years and years afterwards. So that became a feature of the program. But the writers and whatnot would also send out as another official rerun this episode or that episode. And so reruns really kind of factor into the show's history, so much so that when they tried to revive the show in the 70s, a lot of stations had been running the show for the entire time anyway. And so when a new episode was sent out, they were like, oh, great, we'll just keep running our X-1 on and on and on. However, of course, I think they only made one new episode of X-1 in those days, and then c'est la vie. But it was still a very popular show. And so I have considered the idea that we should vote as a collective of listeners to Dimestore Radio Theater and pick our favorite episodes of Dimension X and X-1, our favorite stories, the ones that we feel like are really important to us, and we would vote on which ones those would be. And I think that I was going to select the top 5 stories from that voting process, and that would be the way we would conclude the series after we've run every original episode. Is we would have a kind of best of fan selected voting kind of system. I haven't quite figured out how to do a voting arrangement in this way yet, but I'll figure something out. And when we do, I would like people to really kind of weigh in. Pick your faves. Pick the shows that really mean a lot to you, because I would like this to be an opportunity for us to kind of do something that we don't normally do. Now, there have been many shows that have been rerun a lot, so I'm sure someone out there is going to pick all of the ones that have been rerun a lot and ask to rerun those. But I would like to find people who are genuinely just kind of voting with their hearts, finding the stories that mean a lot to them and requesting that we hear those again. That would be the coolest way, I think, to kind of wrap up that series. And maybe suspense will be the next show afterwards. A little bit of horror, a little bit of science fiction, a little bit of everything. Guest stars. That could be good. Let's think about it anyways. I also like the idea of finding just any old other science fiction show that we like and just playing that one, because that's always fun too. Well, I'm talking a lot, so let's get into the back half of our show. We've kind of been doing so many specials and whatnot, and I almost considered, because of our lunar explorers that are currently out in space trying to do some actual space science in a way that is very exciting to this child of NASA TV and whatnot. So I almost considered scrapping today's show and doing all moon stories in celebration of our astronauts out there. But I'm actually doing a moon-themed show later this year, because Monday falls on July 20th, the anniversary of the first time humans landed on the moon. And so I'm going to do all moon stories on that date. And so it felt weird to try to rush another moon-themed show into the hopper when I already just did one in my mind, and it's already on the calendar. since so many of our science fiction stories that we air on this program have a theme of people going to the moon or having some interactions with the moon in some way, it seemed very appropriate to just make a little bit of a comment here that I'm very excited about any time that we send people out into space. We do a little exploring, we do a little science, we learn a little more about what's out there because, man, I love thinking about that stuff. Oh man, it's the best. This is when I probably say I wanted to be an astronaut so bad as a kid. I followed that stuff so close. I was a little bit sad to realize as I got older that I was really not so good at math and science. And I was much better at writing and radio because, man, I wanted to be an astronaut. But I guess instead I get to listen to sci-fi radio shows and dream about space that way. Well, anyway, that is my nod to outer space tonight. Thank you so much, you wonderful astronauts. Maybe you're listening to this show. I would hope so. I would hope one of you up there is into Sheena's Jungle Room. That would be super cool. But anyway, enough of that. Tonight, we got the beginning of a new documentary series that I'm going to run here in the Dimestore Revelations section. I've talked about it before. It's the Peter Jennings series, The Century. This ran in the late 90s. There was a book that was a companion to this series that kind of tied together. And then the episodes that I have taken and edited into this documentary were aired originally on the History Channel back in those days. And so it wasn't actually seen very widely. Some parts of this eventually got onto ABC television in kind of more highly edited forms. But the whole series was a History Channel series. And another kind of footnote, I think you guys remember the Daily Show book, the Onion book, Our Dumb Century, which was their retrospective of the last 100 years done in the style of The Onion, and is a little bit of a play on this documentary series and the book that came with it, because they came out right around the same time, and they kind of, the Onion pages satirize some bits from this book as well. It's great, hilarious, nerdy a poke, and probably one that was not seen very widely by very many people. But I think about that Our Dumb Century Onion book quite often, and I laugh every once in a while when I hear about the Peter Jennings documentary series that we're about to dive into. So part one of that series is going to start tonight. This is going to go for a long time. That was like a 15-hour documentary or something like that, and I chop them up into small chunks. So there's a lot of them. And then, of course, we have another installment of the Blackstone, the Magic Detective, getting back to that series. The other show that has pretty bad sound, but I have actually been able to clean these ones up a fair amount, so they're much more listenable. But yeah, I'd say Blackstone is also in the running for some of the worst sound I've aired on this program. And then we'll close tonight with a X-1 episode, Volpa, which has a very interesting environmental and animal-related message that I think we are getting into now that humans like to tamper with DNA and animal creations and things like that. Talking a little too much during the voiceover, that's what I do. Okay, let's get back to the show. It's Dimestore Radio Theater here on Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU, having to ease back into our new normal routine because I kind of forgot what that was. Yeah, that's kind of how I am. You guys are wonderful, you guys are beautiful, and without you there would be no show. Be seeing you.
What your country can do. Kennedy has been shot.
Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The Century, America's Time. An ABC News presentation. Part 1.
The transforming events of the 20th century touched every city and small town in America. Annual celebrations which children thrill to but can never fully understand mark for another generation the historical reminders. How the town survived the Depression. How older people who walk among us unnoticed every day save democracy in the world. In every town, there are buildings which stand like silent witnesses to the enormous changes over these 100 years. A garage which started the century as a stable.
When the Model Ts became available, we could scratch together $100 and get a second-hand Model T.
Schools, which today teach computer skills to every student, used to teach shop to the boys and typing to the girls.
A school teacher said, just learn all you can about secretarial work. We can't expect women to get ahead in business.
In some places, hometown coffee shops for more than half the century served whites only.
People's attitudes had to be changed. And all it was the color of your skin, for Christ's sakes. It was the color of your skin that made the difference.
Memorials along American main streets commemorate those who died on the European battlefields of World War I.
Such terrible scenes. You grew up very quickly in surroundings like that. It was no longer freshman studies. It was the real world.
From almost every hometown train station, men left for World War II.
When your husband becomes an officer, you're an officer's wife. And you do not show any emotions when they go overseas. You hold it back no matter what. No crying. And we did that. It was tough, but we did it.
Korea and Vietnam veterans returned to towns which looked the same, but they came back to a country which had changed.
When I left, the only people that had long hair lived in San Francisco, you know, and when I came home, my banker had long hair.
When one New Jersey town held an all-class reunion in 1997, you could see in the attendees the sweep of the entire century. There were those who remember when the electric light was new, and those who were born after man walked on the moon. Old and young, they had been together on a journey through the most common and yet mysterious of passageways. Time. Unlike previous centuries where leadership was defined by royalty and other rulers, the 20th century, more than any other, was shaped by the will and actions of the common man. In the episodes of this series, we'll examine some of the defining events in each of 15 different periods. Our aim is to experience what it was like for the common man to be alive then. Politics and technology made this the killing century, but they also provided extended life and hope. In this first episode, we'll see that as the century began, there was no place on earth where hope flourished more than in the United States of America. In 1900, in the countries of Central and Southern Europe, tens of millions of people were trapped in miserable lives.
They were starving, and things were real tough, because when my father was a young boy at 12 or 13 years old, he was sent to a family in Cairo, Egypt, to become a vassal. That's what they did with their sons.
Peasants, they never got paid, they never made a living, they lived in huts. The Jewish people certainly were poverty-stricken, they didn't have a darn thing.
My people came from peasants. My grandparents on both sides of the family came from Sicily. My mother's side of the family came from a town called Sheena. In the small villages, what was there? Oppression and no food.
One place held the promise of a better future.
My mother and father, they heard about America from others, and they knew that America was heaven. It was once in America, all problems would be solved. There would be food, there would be freedom, there would be no persecution. Freedom, freedom. An incredible word for those people.
This country is in a state of unexampled prosperity. We are furnishing profitable employment to the millions of working men throughout the United States.
By 1900, the United States leads in every major industrial product. I mean, we're producing more steel, we're producing more machine goods, textiles. The United States has 1/3 of all the railroad trackage in the world. For the first time in human history, people can move over land swiftly, easily, reliably.
The average American lived longer, was better fed and better paid, and had greater access to education than the average citizen anywhere else on earth.
This is the great land of opportunity. No matter how low you may be born, no matter how humble you may be, you can rise to the top. The sky is the limit.
On the eve of the new century, the sense of boundless possibilities also ignited an explosion of technological innovations that would have profound impact on 20th century life. Thomas Edison's electric light bulb and phonograph, Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. Tens of thousands of tinkerers across America were trying to invent the future. Among them were 2 bicycle mechanics in Dayton, Ohio.
Orville and Wilbur, they as young boys were interested in flying. They would sit on the porch and watch the birds. And the neighbors all around us say, I don't know what they think they're going to do, why they will never make an airplane.
The Century, America's Time, will return next week here on Dimestore Revelations. Tune in and follow the story.
And now, for our third installment of the evening, we present Blackstone, the Magic Detective, with none other than Ed Jerome as the world's greatest living magician, Harry Blackstone. With this week's story, Underwater Death.
Magic Detective, starring the world's greatest living magician, Blackstone. He tells you the inside story of underwater death. And right after the story, Blackstone will explain tricks that you yourself can perform. Reveal the secrets of the world's greatest living magician.
When there's magic and mystery afoot, there's only one man who is nearly perfect for the case. Blackstone, the Magic Detective. Brought to you by Sheena's Jungle Room. A name you can trust in quality and entertainment. And by Mid-Valley Mutations. Radio the way Grandma used to make. Now, sit back and enjoy another incredible story with a trick afterwards that you can perform at home. From none other than Blackstone, the Magic Detective.
Now, stand by for Blackstone, the Magic Detective.
Gosh, what an awful day. It's so cold and muggy. Don't you wish we were back in Bermuda, Blackstone?
Oh, I didn't know that you'd ever been down there, Blackstone.
Oh, yes, I went on a tour there several years ago.
Remember that escape act you did?
Indeed I do, Rhoda.
Don, he did an escape act down there in Hamilton, a town that has a population of 4,500, and over 5,000 people came to watch.
Well, that sounds like magic in itself.
It wasn't.
No, the people came from all the outlying farms and districts.
They even shut all the stores so everybody could go and watch. Golly, it was exciting.
But not as exciting as the other time they closed the whole town to watch the act, Rhoda.
Well, what happened then?
Well, I'd planned a stunt where I'd be nailed into a packing box and lowered over the side of an 80-foot bridge into the water.
The box was leaded so it would sink, and he'd have to escape from underwater.
Well, that sounds like quite a trick.
It is. Blackstone's one of the few men who's ever been able to do it. But it's risky.
Well, what happened?
Plenty, I assure you. I was to do the stunt quite a way outside of town, and I'd ordered a flat-top truck to drive Rhoda, me, and the packing case out there.
But there was some mistake.
Now, look here, boys. I ordered a flat-top truck. This one's half covered.
Yeah, there was a mistake, I guess.
Yeah, some kind of a mistake.
You want we should drive back to the garage and get you another truck? It'll take an hour.
We haven't time, Blackstone. We're late as it is, and the crowd will be getting restless.
Well, we'll use the half-covered truck this time. The act won't be as effective, but it'll have to do.
Let's get going. Want to sit in front with us, lady?
That'll be best, don't you think, boss?
Yes, I do. I'll ride in back with a packing case. Well, let's load her on.
Yeah, okay.
There we are. Easy does it now, boy. That's it. Pull her a little more to the right there.
Okay.
That's fine.
Think she'll ride okay like that?
I'm sure of it. She's steady enough.
We better hurry, Blackstone.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Here we are, boss. Boy, look at that crowd. I'll bet the whole town has turned out.
Come back here onto the truck, Rhoda.
Right. What'll I do now, boss?
We'll get Turkey and Matt and have them nail the box shut. It's too bad that the covering of the truck half conceals the packing case, but it can't be held.
Turkey, Matt.
Here we are, lady. Yeah. What do you want we should do?
I'm going to go into my field. Now, you nail Blackstone up into that packing box. Attach the hook of the derrick to those ropes on top, and when I give the word, lower him into the river.
Uh-huh.
You got it?
Sure, lady, we got it.
I sure hope so. Well, so long, boss. Good luck.
Thanks. All right, boys, get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce
Get into the box
to you
now, boys. Okay,
the only magician alive who was able to escape from a packing box under 50 feet of water.
Okay, boys, start nailing her shut.
If you will walk slowly by the truck, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that the case is being nailed shut and that there are heavy weights on all sides. All set, boys?
Sure, we're ready.
Okay. you will see that a hook is being attached to the case, and that the hook itself is attached to a derrick. Blackstone will slowly be lowered into the river. Ah, there goes the derrick now. It's lifting the case higher, higher. Now the box is swinging out over the river. Paul, the case is fallen. He'll be drowned.
Gotta get help, lady. Come with us. We'll go back to town and get the police, the firemen. Quick, hurry, hurry.
Hey, what's the big idea stopping here? This is the bank, not the police station.
Yeah, it sure is, lady. We figured maybe we might get some dough so we could pay off the coppers.
You're crooks. You're planning to hold up the bank while the whole town's down the river watching Blackstone.
Hey, you're smart, lady.
Well, we gotta get help. Blackstone may drown. It'll be murder.
I told you we shouldn't have brought the dame.
Tie her up, Turkey. We had to make sure she didn't know some way to get her boss out of this packing case. We need time for this job.
Lady, it kinda hurts me tying you up like this. Hurts me terrible. Too bad, but I gotta do it.
You take your hands off me. When Blackstone gets here...
He ain't gonna get here, lady. He's got a date with some fishes down at the bottom of the river.
I got it tied up, Matt.
Okay, good. All right, let's get going. We'll do the bank first.
Sure. Then the jewelry stores. Got the pick for the locks?
Sure. Well, here I go. It'll take a little time, though.
We got time. Nobody's gonna leave the river till they get Blackstone.
All right, we'll get busy.
Hey, these country locks are a cinch to pick.
Yeah?
Just like taking candy from a baby. There she is.
Yeah.
Stick 'em up.
Blackstone.
Yes, it's Blackstone, all right. Put up your hands. Now back away. Right to the truck. Keep moving. A few steps more. Hello, Rhoda.
Blackstone, but how...
No time for that now. I'll get their guns. There, that's one. And this Jeps. Now, I'll cut your hands free.
Careful, Blackstone. Keep them covered while you're cutting me loose.
I am, don't worry. There you are. Now, here's a gun for you, Rhoda. And one for me. We'll just throw this one away. Hey, what's the big idea of throwing that gat away? It's a phony gun I use in my act, Turkey.
Let's get these guys down to the local clink, Blackstone. There's plenty I want to hear about.
Well, there's plenty I want to hear about, too, Rhoda.
I was never so puzzled in my life as when I saw Blackstone appear with those two thugs.
Shall I explain, Rhoda?
Oh, no. I think it'd be much better to keep him in suspense.
Hey, none of that now.
I was only kidding, Don. Go on, Blackstone. Tell him.
All right.
Well, Blackstone, how did you get from the bottom of the river in time to meet them at the bank?
I didn't.
Well, but you just said
I said I didn't get from the bottom of the river. You see, I wasn't ever there.
But when the crooks dropped the case overboard...
I didn't.
You see, those packing cases have air holes in them so Blackstone can breathe.
And while I was in the case, I looked through one of them and saw Turkey attaching the phony hook.
Well, what made you look?
He was suspicious because of the different truck. The thugs had brought it so they'd have some place to keep their swag.
I have nothing to go on at the time, so I just thought I'd be careful.
Well, what did you do when you saw them attaching the hook?
I made my escape from the packing box before they started lifting it. I was hiding in the truck all the time.
And while the thugs were tying me up in front of the bank, he was picking the lock on the bank door and hiding inside.
That's all there was to it, Don. Simple, isn't it?
Yes, except for one thing.
Oh? What thing?
Well, how did you get out of the packing case in the first place?
That is a magician's secret, Don.
Well, even if you won't tell us how you did it, it's still a good trick.
It certainly is.
And that's the way another mystery was solved by magic.
That's right.
Well, Blackstone, have you got another trick that you could tell us? One that we can do ourselves?
Why, sure I have. And it's a very interesting one. Just wait a minute while I get a deck of cards.
Well, Rhoda, you and Blackstone certainly have amazing adventures together.
Indeed we do, Don. It's wonderful working for a magician like Blackstone. Never a dull moment. Of course, sometimes you're not sure you're not going to end up dead, but nobody can say it isn't exciting.
You know, someday I'd like to go along, too, when one of these murders happens.
Aiming to commit suicide?
Not on your life. I want to be a silent bystander and watch you get yourself scared to death.
Well, if you're very good, someday Auntie Rhoda will let you see a nice, gruesome crime.
Well, thank you, Auntie. Well, ready for a card trick? Or a murder, or whatever you happen to have on hand.
Just a card trick this time, Don. First, I'll lay my hat on the floor like this, open side up. Now, Rhoda, you take a card, any card, and try and drop it into the hat.
Hey, that's no trick. That's easy.
Well, you try it and see. Hold the card shoulder high. That's right, directly above the hat. Now, drop it, Rhoda.
Oh, this is going to be easy. Why, this ace of spades is pointing right down toward the hat. It can't miss.
All right, drop it.
Here it goes. Why, it's missing the hat. It fluttered away from it.
Try another one, Rhoda.
Here goes. Well, what? That one missed, too. I'll try another, this time at an angle.
And you missed the hat again. Try another.
Oh, here goes another. Well, I missed again. I'm going to try another.
Well, you keep right on trying, Rhoda, and after you use up the pack, I'll be back to show you how easy it is.
It's none other than Blackstone, the magic detective. Proof, once again, that magic is not just a fantasy you can read about in the funny pages, but is very real and alive on the radio. With a flick of the dial and an ear for the eerie, adventure awaits those who follow Blackstone, the Magic Detective, which will be here again next week to offer another installment of their wild and exciting adventures here on Dimestore Radio Theater, Sheena's Jungle Room, and WFMU.
Well, Rhoda, how are you doing with the cards and hat?
I haven't scored a hit yet. Here, Don, you try it.
All right, Rhoda. Let's see. Shoulder high, point straight down, let go.
And you missed the hat, too. But I got an idea.
What's that, Rhoda?
Here, let me have a card. I'm going to drop it sideways, like that. But it missed, too.
It spun itself right away from the hat. Rhoda, I don't think that even Blackstone can do this trick.
Well, give me a card, Don. Just one.
You mean you're going to hit the hat on the first try?
Absolutely. I'll hold the card shoulder high, directly above the hat.
Like we did?
No, like this.
Why, you're holding it flat, with your thumb and fingers at the side.
Level with the floor. Why, that won't work.
You don't think so? Just watch. Here goes.
Why, it's floating straight downward.
It's wobbling, though. It's wobbling.
It isn't pittering, Don. It's going straight down, and into the hat.
A bullseye.
Say, that was perfect. Can we try?
Go right ahead.
You first, Rhoda.
I hold the card shoulder high, level with the floor, and drop it right into the hat.
That's right, Rhoda. That's one trick you can't miss when you know the simple secret. And our listeners will find it out when they try it for themselves. I hope you like that trick, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time, this is Blackstone saying good magic and goodbye.
Be with us next time when the world's greatest living magician, Blackstone, tells us the story of the coins of Confucius and explains more tricks that you yourself can perform. Listen in again to Blackstone, the world's greatest living magician.
For our fourth and final installment, Dimestore Radio Theater presents X-1 with Volpla.
This is Nightline, your open door to people and places, and this is Walter O'Keefe. Nightline invites you to listen in on NBC's award-winning science fiction series X-1. now escape to a world of the future.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire.
From the far horizons of the unknown come tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents
X minus 1.
Now, X minus 1 and Volpla.
Lunch, dear.
Oh, I'll be right there.
Come on, you old hermit. I have a buffet on the terrace.
I'm coming. So, I'm an old hermit, am I? And our daughter says I'm eccentric now. I wonder how the devil she ever found out.
From me, of course.
But you love me just the same.
Oh, Max, what's got into you? Stop it.
Oh, I reached the dangerous age. And, lady, I'm going to have fun.
Well, come on out to the terrace. The hamburgers will get cold.
My dear, I'm going to have a new kind of fun.
Oh?
It's a joke. I'm going to play a tremendous joke on the whole world. I had been working for this moment for 10 years, and now, Volplas, 3 of them, a male and 2 females. I had called them Volplas since that day 10 years ago when I got the idea of creating a flying mutant, which I would teach to feed, play, and talk. Now I was almost ready to play my joke on the world. After lunch, when I returned to the lab, the Volplas were moving about on the mattress where I had placed them, and the male was trying to stand. They were about 28 inches high. Except for the face, chest, and belly, the Volplas were covered with a soft, almost golden down. The skin was pink. Upon his head and across his shoulders, the male had a shock of fur as soft as a chinchilla. The cranium was in the same proportion to the body as it is in the human. And they were shockingly human-eyed. When the male spread his arms, the span was 48 inches. I held his arms out and tried to tease the spars open. These spars turned backward and ran alongside the wrist almost to the elbow. Powerful wrist muscles could snap them outward and forward. Suddenly, as I teased the male Volpla, this happened. The spars shot outward, adding 9 inches to each side of his span. The lateral skin, that had until now been resting in folds, was tightened into a golden plane that stretched from the tip of the spar to his waist, a true gliding plane, perhaps even a soaring plane. By 4 o'clock that afternoon, they were ready for their first solid food. Come on now, here, hold the cup. That's the way. Hold the cup. Oh, you're a beauty. You're all beauties. No, come on. Hey, don't climb on my back. No, now stop. Oh, that's better. Oh, hello, pretty one. Hello.
Hello.
So that's the way it's going to be, eh? Hello.
Hello.
Wonderful. Oh, you have no idea what I have in store for you, my dears. I will teach you a language, perhaps English, or simple basic English. You will have your own crafts, and you'll live in small tree houses, and I'll teach you legends that you came from the stars, that you watch the red men and the white men, and you listen to their speech. And when you're able to take care of yourselves, I'll turn you loose. There'll be Volpla colonies up and down the coast before anyone suspects. And then, my dear, one day, somebody will see a Volpla, and the scientists will observe them. Then the legends will come. Isn't that funny? Don't you think that's terribly funny?
Funny.
You're listening to Volpla.
X-1 is brought to you by Sheena's Jungle Room and Mid-Valley Mutations. And this week, brought to you by Pill TV. Millions of options. Paranoia programming at its finest. Reality TV for those avoiding reality. Go anywhere. See anything. It's only your mind. What could possibly go wrong? So long as you are using Pill TV, where television and your own memories become one. And now, we return you to more chilling stories from X-1.
Now back to X-1 and Act 2 of Volpla.
I used the metabolic accelerator to cut the Volpla's gestation down to 1 week. And I used it to bring the infants to maturity in 1 month. By the next spring, I had a colony of over 100 Volplas, and I shut down the accelerator. From now on, they could have their babies in their own way. I had devised a language for them, and I carefully adulterated it with English, as if they had observed us and learned. My Volplas were amazing. They were bilingual. Well, Jane and Susie went down to Santa Barbara for a week, and I took the opportunity to ship the male and the oldest 2 females out of the lab. I put them in a Jeep beside me and drove to a secluded valley about a mile back in the ranch.
Tree, rock, sky.
That's right, Chief. That's the sky. All right, come on now. Everybody out. Run, jump.
Jump, run, sky.
That's right. Take off. Go ahead. He spent about 2 hours chasing the 2 girl Volplas around, and then he made a leap for one. And when he spread his arms, his spars snapped out, and those golden planes sheared into the air.
Sky.
He sailed over her, and he rose up, and he hung in the breeze for a long moment, 3 feet above the ground.
Fly.
That's right. You can fly.
Oh, fly.
They learned quickly and brilliantly. They were not really flyers. They were gliders and soarers. Before long, they took agilely to the trees and launched themselves in beautiful glides for hundreds of feet, banking and turning and spiraling to a gentle halt. Oh, I laughed out loud with anticipation. Wait until the first pair of these is brought before a sheriff. Wait till the newspaper reporters are routed out into the hills to witness this. When they were tired, the Volplas lay on their backs with their planes stretched out. The oldest one came over to me. He squatted, his elbows resting in the ground, his wrist crossed at his chest.
Before the red men, we live here.
That's right. In places like these, you lived all along these mountains. Now there are very few of you left. Since you've been staying in my place, you've naturally forgotten the ways of living outdoors.
We learn again. We stay here.
That's right. Now look. You see up in that tree? That's a bird. That's your food, if you can kill it.
How?
Well, I don't think you can get at them in the tree. You'll have to soar up above and catch one of them on the wing when they fly away. Go ahead, try. He climbed the tree and launched himself and caught a warm updraft from the hillside. In no time, he was about 200 feet away. He began working his way, crisscrossing back to us, and then suddenly he dived.
He caught the bird! He caught the bird!
Bird! Bird! Bird! We eat!
Yes, you eat this. I'll show you how to build a fire. Again, I told them the story I had made up. How they came long before the red men in a ship from the stars. I taught them to point to the planet Venus and say that was the star they came from. I grinned to think of the many stories that would be written in the Sunday supplements. Oh, what a great joke I was playing on the world.
We came from the star before the red men? From the star?
Yes. The next week, I brought all the Volplas out to the Oakwood. There were 107 men, women, and children. By the end of the week, they were scattered over 4 square miles of the ranch. They hunted sparrows and cooked them over tiny fires. The little creatures delighted me more and more. For hours, I could watch them play. I could sit all afternoon and watch them at work in a treehouse, quite forgetting to go home.
Well, how does the mighty hunter who now returns from the forest?
Fine. Oh, I've been enjoying the local animal life.
So is our daughter.
What do you mean?
She has 2 of them up in her room.
2 what?
I don't know. What do you call them?
I went up the stairs 3 at a time and burst into my daughter's room. There she sat in her bed, reading a book to 2 Volplas.
Hello there, King Arthur.
What's going on here?
Oh, nothing, Daddy. We're just reading like we always do.
Like always? How long has this been going on?
Oh, weeks and weeks. How long is it since that first time you came here to visit me? Weeks and weeks.
But you're teaching them to read.
Oh, of course. They're such good pupils and so grateful. Daddy, you won't make them go away, will you?
Oh, Jane, why didn't you tell me such a thing like this was going on?
Now, you listen to me, mister. Your whole life is a secret from us. Just what makes you think your daughter can't have a little secret of her own?
Oh, fine secret. Didn't it occur to you that this might be dangerous? Those creatures are...
Oh, Max, for heaven's sakes, they're sweet, lovable little creatures without a harm in their furry little bodies. Now, don't get excited.
Chief! Look, where are you?
Here, Bush.
Listen. Do you realize there are 2 Volplas in my daughter's bedroom?
Yes, they go there every day. Is there anything wrong with that?
But she's teaching them the words men put on paper.
Yes, you told us men may be enemies. We wish to learn so we can protect. I have Thing here.
Well, that's the San Francisco Chronicle.
We've been taking it for some time from box at your house. Oh. I have learned from the others. I can read most of this.
It was terrible. The whole wonderful joke of the Volplas would be lost. But I knew what I would have to do. I'd have to explain that my family and I had found a colony of them in our ranch and taught them English and taught them to read. I was stuck with that.
Men are dangerous. They will shoot us with guns if we leave here.
No. Now listen. When they know who you are, they'll leave you alone. Now, you must disperse all your families at once. Send them far away and spread out.
No, we cannot leave these woods. Men would shoot us.
But I'm telling you...
Perhaps you are not a good friend. Perhaps you have lied to us. Why are you saying we should leave these woods?
But it's important. The whole... I mean, you'll be safer.
We will decide.
The whole thing was critical. It could be disastrous. I went back to the house and up to Susie's room. I found her talking to 2 Volplas.
Oh, no, I'm sure you didn't come from the stars. That doesn't sound right. The more I think about it, the more I'm sure that my father made you.
Susie, what business have you telling them that? I don't want you talking to them that way. Do you hear me?
Daddy, you want to play a joke, don't you? Like the time you said I could have a horse for my birthday. You gave me that dried seahorse in the bottle instead of a real one. Were you going to make that kind of a joke?
No, now, Susie, honey, that isn't exactly it, no.
I don't think it's very funny. The Volplas are my friends. I wouldn't want to play a practical joke on them.
Chief, where are you? Chief! Oh, confound it, the fires are out, none of them around. Chief, are you up there in that treehouse? Where are you? Where are all of you? You've got to listen to me.
I made you. The joke, the whole joke is spoiled. Where are you? Chief! Volplaz! Volplaz!
I was away from the house for hours. When I came back, I found Jane sitting on the terrace.
Are you looking for something, dear?
Oh, never mind.
I suppose they're all gone.
What do you mean?
The little flying things. I saw them fly by about 4 in the afternoon.
You did? Where did they go?
Over that way. You could see them soaring over the trees. Oh, it was so pretty.
Where's Susie?
She's been watching television. She's all excited about the rocket flight, you know.
What rocket?
Oh, you have been living in the woods. The Venus rocket. My goodness, it's been in all the newspapers. Well, where are you going?
I've got to talk to Susie. Susie! Susie!
Shh, Daddy, the rocket's almost ready to go. Listen.
It approaches 0 hour now. The rocket stands tall and silvery. The gantry crane is pulled away now. We're actually at least 5 miles away, watching from the remote monitors. Some disturbance now. It seems to be some birds. Big birds, like a flock of owls circling the ship.
Oh, Daddy, look.
Hey, wait a minute. They're flying through the hatch. It seems to be jammed open. Well, this is certainly an unforeseen development. The men on the ground are driving a motor-driven ladder up to the ship, and the owls seem to be fighting them off. Oh, there goes the hatch. It's closed. Those birds are inside, and they're big birds, big as eagles. As we told you previously, ladies and gentlemen, the rocket is on automatic fire. It'll go off in precisely 10 seconds.
We stared at the television screen. We saw the red blast of fire and the silvery rocket streak up into the sky, the cameras following.
Our reporter at scientific headquarters reports that none of the rocket telemeters are recording. The owls who blundered into the open hatch in this heartbreaking accident seem to have disrupted the automatic recorders. The control circuit cannot be altered. The rocket will land on Venus as scheduled.
Daddy, those weren't owls, were they?
No, they weren't.
Owls. He thought they were owls. That's kind of a joke, isn't it? Isn't it a joke, Daddy?
I'd say, Max, dear, the joke's on you. Wait till men land on Venus and find Venusians with a legend about their great father in California.
Of course, they left me a note. The handwriting wasn't very good, but then you wouldn't write very well either if your index finger was 9 inches long. I sat on the patio and read the Volpla's farewell. It said, "The man who made us, we forgive you. We know we did not come from the stars, but we go there. I, the chief, give you welcome to visit. We will try not to laugh at you. Goodbye."
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was an NBC Radio Network production.
You have been listening to Dimestore Radio Theater on Sheena's Jungle Room, brought to you by Mid-Valley Mutations. We hope that you will join us again next week. Until then, be seeing you.